Burnt. We're back to the bird being the word. Basically, it's deck Yundingo was playing, and he said, see what I thought of the deck. See if I can make any improvements. I immediately changed 3-3 split, Bolt, Heat. DMV is the best place to be. Good morning, GFRC. So we're playing Jegantha. Notably, Jegantha doesn't work with Leyline of the Void. Might be an issue there. Alright. Constructed. Modern League. Let's jam. So, it's basically Shadow. It's the old Shadow Shell. Iterations, Drown, Kroxas. Only we're playing Shredders and not as many Pain lands. We're playing some fast lands as a way to mitigate some of the damage. And we don't really have as many Thoughtseize as traditional Shadow. So we're kind of messing around with this list. We're going to see what we like, what we don't like, what we could change. And the bird is, as you know, the word. Yeah, I agree. I think Murktide is probably better than this. But we'll give it a rundown. We'll give it a run through. We'll see what's going on. We'll see what people think. We'll see what we think. Alright, they're in the play. Sabertooth. I would think that Sabertooth could have got a lot better icon for themselves than that one, right? There's got to be some good ones they could have got with for a Sabertooth. I mean, they could have gone with the tiger for Sabertooth. Could have gone with a bunch of different ones. Exactly, exactly. Sabertooth should be on a totally different thing. I don't like it. They're on the mold of 4, so they're probably named Sabertooth, playing an angel icon and playing Tron. My favorite version. Oh no, they're playing Oops All Spells. All right, cool. My favorite version of the like Psych Out. I will take your second land? Question mark. Okay. Maybe I should have bobbled there. Hold on. I should have bobbled there to see if they're drawing a land. But I forgot about the bobble. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. The ultimate. Alright. They're drawing a land anyway. But that land comes into play tapped. So now we can hold up Spell Pierce for the... With Kaito? Alright. So this land comes into play tapped. We don't really need to Spell Pierce these. I mean, maybe we should Spell Pierce the Talisman. Well, we'll see. Huh. Huh. What's the best way to do this? I mean... We could Thoughtseize one of them, Spell Pierce the other. I guess that's probably good. We'll take the Talisman, I suppose. Then we'll Spell Pierce the other one. We might be like putting ourselves in too dead to a top deck here. Oh no. Well, Prism for 1 gets Spell Pierced. I just want to keep him off the mana. Let's see what was going to happen. So next turn, I think we Iteration. We're drawing for turn. We're drawing. Moto's not going to tell me. Moto, I'd like to know what I was drawing. That's the one thing I miss about Paper Magic, you know? The one thing I miss about Paper Magic is being like, oh, what was my next top card? Game's over. Just, you know, oh, I was drawing blank, blank, blank. Oh, I'm cracking my fetch. What was I going to draw? Blank, blank, blank. But Moto, nope. Don't know. Don't know. Can't know. I can't be trusted. I can't be trusted with that kind of information. But the begin sideboarding button works. That's good to know. All right, we want dress downs. What do we want? We want, oh, Leyline of the Void. Hello. All right, so Leyline of the Void means no Elky. I'm sorry, Jegantha. You've been replaced. Kaito, get the fuck out of here. Moto can't have you being peaceful. Faster than Kibler. Just going for the warp speed. Alright, what are we cutting? We probably never gonna fatal push anything. We could probably use Torach. I don't know. This card might be a little too slow. We might be dead by the time this rolls off. Well, if our plan is to Leyline of the Void, we probably don't want to drown the Lochs. If our plan is Herp Derp Leyline, we could probably cut an Unholy Heat. I guess a Flusterstorm. No, Flusterstorm doesn't do anything. I guess this is going to be better than Yeet. What are we yeeting? Alright. Let's roll this. So basically, we have the Leyline of the Void. This is a list Dingo was playing. We're trying to make it nicer. We're trying to make it more better. We're trying to see if it's a cool deck or not. Hey, Weenie MTG, thank you for the subscription. Thank you. Much more gooder. More better. So far, the only more better change was I went 3 bolts. I went 4 heats, 2 bolts to 3 and 3. Revolutionary. Revolutionary deck innovation. But we'll see as we play more. No, you shouldn't talk shit. Yeah. Sorry to do you like that. Sorry, not sorry. I guess we want to just fill our yard. I kind of think this deck could use a Grixis Triome, but I don't know. Force of Vigor would be pretty good. Yeah. Oh, I shouldn't auto-yield. God damn it, I auto-yielded. Pay 2. Just good deck, good stuff. Birdie, Kroxa. I guess we want Burb. I remember Polluted Deltas out of Khan's Polluted Deltas. Sword of the Meek, you say? Well. How did I mess that up? How did I mess up tapping for Kroxa? Red, black. Kroxa. Discard a card. Vengevine is gone forever. The rat precon. Just don't be... Okay, Vengevine, that's fine. Vengevine's fine. Alright. I kick you. Okay, so this thing gets plus 1/1 becomes a 5/3. I think we want to just double block it. No, because this thing, you just put this, it gets plus 2, so it becomes a 5/5, so I have to double block it. Alright. You drive a hard bargain, opponent, but I will double block. Yeah. Black red. Kroxa. Alright. Done. I think we just hold up the Spell Pierce so we don't lose to goddamn... We don't lose to stupid Charbelcher. We don't lose to Charbelcher. Charbelcher is the enemy. Any draw that isn't Charbelcher is kind of irrelevant from them. Charbelcher is the enemy. Okay, so I'd really like to draw a land so I could hold up the Spell Pierce. But really like, oh, okay. All right, we trade in this. We trade these. All right. That's not exactly the land I wanted. Let's think. I mean, we cast Kroxa, they go to 12. Kroxa swinging for 9. So, I guess we just do it, right? They have a turn. If they draw exactly... We're playing DRC, so we have to be somewhat careful about what we exile. If they draw exactly Charbelcher, I will be very sad. Okay, that's not a Charbelcher. That had me so nervous. All right, now we're good. Now we're good. All right. I don't think Leyline even mattered that game. In Cowden. We're on the draw, so I think we can keep it. We have 2 plays, even if we don't. Let's see what you got. Show me what you got. Well, I think I'm going to take the counterspell. So they're playing Teamer stuff. Lance? Oh dear. There's no point targeting them. I guess we could be fancy with it. We'll do it the right way. They're drawing Escape Shift. Ooh, baby. Alright, so what do I do here? I just play... A bird's going to get bolted. DRC's not going to be that great. Let's just play a Kroxa. This is not a winning line, but like neither is playing one of these 2 out. We did hit a land out of them. So you know their hand exactly. Memory Deluge, Beseiju. Alright, they have Deluge at the end of this turn. That's a good draw. So now we're going to go... Let's go... Shredder into DRC. Ooh. They're not going to be able to bolt our Shredder. So we'll play this. We'll loot away the Fatal Push, which gives both Delirium. Okay. Alright. We've got a little board here. Now they still have... They played the Deluge, so they have a Bolt and Escape Shift in their hand. Plus 6 other cards. Oh, that's so gross. That's so gross. Escape Shift was not drawn. You're correct. Ha! Ren and 6. That doesn't kill my dudes. Mine dudes. Returning island to the hand. Interesting. Yeah. Let's loot. Loot, loot, loot. What are we discarding? We're discarding Ragavan. If they're going to play this Arboreal Grazer, we probably don't need the Ragavan. Plus, I just want to be able to Kroxa next turn. Pay 2. Bolt this. That gives me Kroxa. Huh. Is it just Kroxa? I could Iteration. I could kill the Ren with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have one card in hand. Getting rid of the card in their hand doesn't really accomplish anything. If we Kroxa them, right, they discard an extra land, then they plus, then they have Scapeshift, and they kill us. So we have to discard a card from their hand and kill Ren and hope they don't have it. So I think we swing the bird at Ren to guarantee the block, to kill the Arboreal Grazer. This might be wrong. Yeah, they're going to kill. All right, so they block there. Now we Unholy Heat this Ren. Then I think we play a Kroxa from hand. And we loot away this land. Get rid of his Spell Pierce. See what they're drawing. They're drawing a Ren and 6. Well, if they have a Scapeshift in hand, we die. Unless we draw this Spell Pierce. Oh no, Inquisition. Oh no, their hand is a Ren and 6, which they're not playing because they don't want to get got by Kroxa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so they have Memory Deluge here. Huh. How do we deal with this Memory Deluge? I guess we really can't. They have to look at 7 cards. We get Iteration. We make them discard a Ren and 6. Absolutely. This top player right here, NVNG, they play all Living End. I think Living End is a great deck to grind out leagues. Decks pop right. Go to Modern. Go to Modern. Go to Challenges. Or go to Living End, right? That dude, RVNG. RVNG. Living End, 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 Living End. Get it? Living End. Right there. Menino Ne is the same way. He's all Living End. This person's all Living End. So yes, I do think it is a very good deck to grind out leagues. All right. We could Iteration into a. We can Iteration into a Drown the Loch, which is what I think I'm going to try for. Not if I tap like that. Red, blue. Iteration. I don't want to die to them. So, Drown a Loch to the bottom. Play this. Pay 2 life. I'm going to bolt them to do a bunch of damage. I don't really care about the Ren and 6 in their hands. I just want to not die to them Memory Deluging into a Scapeshift. Should I just counter the Deluge? I think I just counter the Deluge. Yeah, countering the Deluge seems better than... See ya. Alright, they can rip Escape Shift here and kill us. They need land plus Escape Shift here. Cool. That was cool. Alright, well, Memory Deluge is a good top deck. I guess I should have let the Memory Deluge resolve. Alright. Let's go Flusterstorm. Let's go Torach. Let's get rid of the Fatal Push. Get rid of these Unholy Heats. These do kill Ren, but I don't really care about Ren. Alright, let's jam. That was frustrating. We came out of the gates a little slow. I don't know. I haven't cast it yet. I don't think the deck needs it, but we'll see. It's probably a sideboard card at best. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't played it yet. Alright, we have DRC. Mulligan to 5. Alright. DRC, pay 2. Cast Dragon Rage Chandler. Alright. Probably should have played Steam Vents first. Oh, never mind. Didn't matter. Alright, let's attack with the DRC. See if they bolt it. Alright. It is time for the burb. The burb is the verb. The bird is the word. Alright, what's this going to be? Probably Ren and 6. Ping the DRC. Yeah. Okay. We need to cast 2 spells here. So let's start off with an iteration. Ooh. Jeez. All these pieces of candy, I don't even know. I guess Ragavan to hand, Bloodstained Mire to exile. Get a Blood Crypt. Cast Ragavans. Guess we'll discard this. Oh no, I'm so stupid! Oh, I'm so stupid. Alright, I'm not used to playing with Bird. I needed to discard this to plus this. I'm not used to it. Now they're going to get the... Oh my god. Nah. It's alright. It's alright. It's okay. It's okay. We had the whole plan. I'm not used to this card yet. I am not used to this card yet. We are learning. I haven't played this card as much as I should. I keep thinking anything you loot grows it, but no. They ran the monkey. We get to Torach them. Yep. Hopefully they tap out. Alright. They don't have another counterspell. They could have Veil of Summer here pretty easily. But we didn't play this card not to cast it. I like the fancy full art. Veil of Summer. Sweet. I punted this game away. But it's okay. The game's not over. Game is far from over. Endurance. Okay. Let's see. Let's go red, blue, iteration. Alright, so we're gonna keep drowning the Loch in our hand. What are we doing here? I guess we're gonna put Drowning the Loch in our hand. Lightning Bolt to exile. Lightning Bolt and then bird. Cast the bird. Trigger this. Discard the DRC. This time I'll get a counter. Play this. Go to combat. Attack with the bird. Okay. Go to damage. Crack this for a red. Bolt that thing. Alright. I don't think we fucked up that turn. That turn I think we did okay. Cast another spell. Cast 2 spells. Now we're sitting on these things till the game ends. Alright. Attack, attack, attack. I don't want to play this one. I want to hold up both of these. Or at least wait until I could double spell. Is that true? They have 1 card in hand? No, fuck it. We play the bird. Okay. I punted this game very badly. Just have nothing? Okay. Now that was the best possible draw. In the land of good draws. Oh, no Stream Decker? No, I do, I have Stream Decker. Stream Decker's going. It should be here. Alright, forgive me for the punt. Forgive me for the punt with, I should have discarded the Bauble, which would have grown the Shredder, which would have killed the Wrenn and 6. That would have been more better. But we're dumb. I'm a dummy. I'm just a dumb dummy. And I do dumb things. But that was what I was supposed to do. I like set it up. I'm like, we're going to have to loot. We're going to have to connive. Well, hello there. I like set it up perfectly. And I was like, everything's great. I'm going to do this perfect play. And then I just forgot to do it and got a Ragavan killed. I just threw a precious flower into the dust. It was not good. It was very bad. All right. And let's see if we can beat him. How are you today? Huh. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, boy. I think we're going to play DRC. Can you play with Kiddo's good? He's totally mid to me, but I also haven't played with it. I'm trying a list that my friend gave me, but the whole point of Kaito is, like, we'd play him, like, now, after we've attacked, and he's essentially 3 mana draw 2. So that would be the reason you'd want to play him. He wouldn't be very good in this matchup. Like, right here, I'd attack with Kaito, like, if I had the mana, or I could, like, turn to him with a Ragavan, we, like, attack. He's really good when you're aggressive. Yeah, I think so, too. I think it's a little too cute myself. But this is not my list, so we're just trying it out. Shadowless Shadow. This is Bird Shadow. Okay, so they could be holding up Veil here. I'm going to try and cast the Inquisition first, and they'll play the Ragavan, but I'm pretty sure they're holding up Veil. If they do have a Veil, we'll Flusterstorm. But we cast this first. Let's get Surveil. Yeah, he said sign. Oh, look at that value. Holy shit. Look at that value. Green for your Veil. Yeah, green for your Veil. Graveyard. And DRC. And now we have Delirium. Get out of here. Counterspell, I think? Yeah, look at that. Look at this fucking card. This card's so broken. Take a 3/3 flyer. This is a Delver. A Delver that flipped. Alright, so what do they got? They got Deluge. They got Deluge now. Alright, so Deluge's gone, so they have Spell Pierce. So, what do we want to do here? Might just be Kroxa, Smagavan. I guess this is our chance to use our iteration while they're tapped out. Because we don't want to tag this into the spell. We don't want the spell pierce to tag our iteration. I guess we can hold it till next turn. I guess we're iterationing. Drown the Loch, put that on top. Alright, so we want Drown to hand. Bottom the monkey, put this in play. Pay 2 life, yes. Bauble. We'll keep this on top. We need that land. We'll play the monkey. And we'll see what they're drawing. They're drawing a Veil of Summer. Information worth knowing. Monkey, monkey. This card, Peaches, you should be very glad that they decided to put this card on Arena and not this card. This card is crazy. This card's equally as crazy, but these are like the 2 craziest creatures ever printed. I would say they're both in the top 5. They're probably the top 1 and 2 red creatures ever printed. That might be a bold claim. They're probably 1-2 red creatures. Alright, so they have Spell Pierce and they have Veil up. So, how do we beat Spell Pierce and Veil? Curd Hate? Ragamuffin? Just wait till Modern Horizons 3, right? Okay, so they have Spell Pierce and they have a Veil. How are we beating these cards? I think we start off with the Birdie. And I think we cycle. We're not going to die next turn. Oh shit, I tapped wrong. Red, black, Kroxa. Birdie loots. Taco Bell. Veil. Yeah, Veil's fine. We get rid of the Veil here. I'm going to discard the Inquisition. Inquisition's an offensive spell, but Spell Pierce I think is better. Okay. Yield through the turn. Maybe I wanted the Inquisition there. Maybe I should have kept the Inquisition with the Spell Pierce. But for them to kill us, they have to resolve Escape Shift, which means we could just sit on these 2. Deluge. Deluge plus green, which means Deluge plus Veil is up. They used the 1 Veil that we knew about. So they have the Spell Pierce, which is very interesting that they didn't leave up green. I guess they didn't have the choice. So Spell Pierce is the only card in their hand. They're looking for a Veil. Interesting. I guess they didn't have much of a choice. Alright. Oh, here we go. Here's shitty Kaito. Alright, let's attack. They discarded Spell Pierce? Alright, let's attack. Do I care about that? So they're gonna block here, they're gonna go to 8. I don't care about this. I don't care about this. Just want to get this Kroxa in play. I think Kroxa is just gonna carry. How do we do this for DRCs? 1 land, 1 creature. 1 creature, instant, sorcery. Done. They discarded counterspell. I guess Kaito just sucks in this. You just want to hold up permission all day. Deluge. Alright, I think we've got him here. I mean, it's going to be very hard for them to kill Kroxa. Kroxa's just cracked. Kroxa is a crazy. Alright, there's another Triome. Alright. There's no point in doing anything here. I guess we attack. We just chill. We're sitting on all the counterspells in the world. They're going to be dead to the Kroxa. Sure. We could play the other Kroxa. Make them discard their last card. But we have this, so, you know, whatever. They need to go land, Scapeshift, plus have Veil, which is 3 cards on 2. No, they don't have it. Alright, we will drown in the Loch. Drown in the Loch. That thing. Petty Theft? Holy shit. Holy shit. Don't know. Okay. Okay. So now you're just dead. Because we cast this Kroxa from our hand. And then you take 3. There's no reason to connive. They're dead on board. Now that we drew the land. Alright. 2-0! Because you essentially want to throw down your threats and then hold up counterspell. Hold up counterspells. Nope. Yup. We don't have the blue mana. Do we care about not having the blue mana? No, I don't think so. I mean, obviously we care. But there's only so much we can do. Grixis Burb Tribal. I would think that it might be a control card. Alright, let's see what's happening here. I would have preferred if that was a creature I could have roasted, toasted, and burnt to a crisp. But... Inquisition. Hose yield. I'm sorry, bird. I love you, but... Get in the graveyard. Bone Crusher Giant? Holy shit. Okay, so we could take the Lightning Bolt. No, that's just dumb. We'll just take the Bone Crusher Giant. I was trying to get fancy and then like play this land. And then when they go to Bone Crusher this, we heat it. And then fizzle it, and we get a Delirium thing. But if we just take the Bone Crusher... Just take the Bone Crusher. We could have gotten fancy, and then they go to stomp this, and we heat it in response. And then we fizzle the Bone Crusher. Alright, what do you got? Formerly DRSS? Resident Grammar. Oh, I spelled it wrong? F-O-R... Oh, there's an R in that word? Done. Corrected. Believe it or not, I don't have the best spelling. We fixed it. Alright, the perfect draw. Alright, so this is gonna cascade into garbage. Lightning Bolt. Well, that's not garbage. That hurts. That hits me right in the face. Alright, well this thing is getting roasted. Yeet you. What up, PT? Ah, the perfectest draw. I'll have you know the last thing I completed was I came in first at TFT. I'm the greatest. No. Oh my god. Chandra? Holy fuck. We are so fucking dead to this card. Oh my god, we're so dead. I don't like it. Look at this deck sucks, Soul Strong. Grixis is terrible. You never draw the colors of mana you need. It's terrible. Oh, fuck. I mean, they have 10,000 million mana anyway. What the fuck is killing this gonna do? This deck sucks. Can't hit a third land. Oh, Clothis? Oh, terrific. Terrific. Ren. Perfect. We got him right on the ropes. Oh my god, this thing's a goddamn delirious creature. Holy shit. We have to draw a bolt here. Hell yeah. We don't just lose. I mean, we've lost. But we don't just lose. Don't call it a comeback. Alright. Perfect. Oh, hell yeah. This makes it colorless. Let's go, little Ragavan. Let's go, buddy. Oh, okay. Alright. Alright, opponent. Alright, opponent. Little Ragamuffin. Grixis is highly consistent mana? I don't know about that. It looks like you're lying to me. Alright, what do I want to board in? Bleh, bleh. Maybe this? I don't know. Kaito might actually be good in this one. Try playing Ren and 6 and Omnath? No, nobody could afford that. We could bring in this card. Maybe some Abundant Growths. Fetch the Triome. I didn't have fetch. I believed in the power of Dragon Rage Channeler. It let me down. I think I'm not sideboarding. I mean, none of these cards seem particularly great. Especially this card. This card seems especially terrible. Laughter. Hilton Mill's like, no, we got Ledger Shredders. This shit costs like 2 mana. Alright, we're going to try a new plan this game. We're going to draw blue mana. Oh, I hate Jegantha too. Alright. Plan successful. We have a blue land. That's all. Okay. Do we crack the fetch to do this, or do we save the Bauble? Whatever. Let's just go ham. Let's go Turbo Delirium. Oh, I'll put that in my... I'll put that on top. Right? Because that triggers a Ledger Shredder. Be drawn. Stomping Ground. The birdie. Turn 1 DRC pass. And hold the Bauble for the birdie. That's probably better. Alright, are they holding up a bolt so that I should attack with the DRC to bait out the bolt and then play the Shredder and Bauble? Let's do that. Let's swing with the DRC. See if they're being a sneaky snake and holding up a bolt like a sneaky snake would do. I don't want them to bolt the Shredder. And I don't really care about saving this because they could very easily just play Ren next turn and kill this. Alright, so now we go Blood Crypt, pay 2, Birdie, cast. I like a muffin. Do I want to eat a muffin? Do I want a Ragamuffin? I do. We had to discard a spell here to get this out of bolt range. Oh, look at this perfect information we have. Alright. Now that we have it out of bolt range, we can fuck around and have fun. This is going to get a basic forest, Utopia Sprawl, Ren and 7. Oh. Okay, so we're going to draw. Okay, so. Huh. I guess we could dash Ragavan, kill the Ren and 6. Attack Ren. I think we're discarding a land here. Are we discarding Kroxa? Are we discarding Kroxa or are we discarding a land? The problem is, I want to see what we're drawing. If I do, I want to see what we're drawing to see if I shock myself. We're drawing iteration. Okay. We could have seen what they're drawing, but I wanted to see if I wanted to leave this up for a spell pierce or something. I survived the outside world and made it back to the safety of my PC. Good. Good stuff. Alright, so we have the Kroxa. Kroxa. Have you heard of this card, Soulstrong, by the way? Kroxa? Maybe you should look into it. It's really good. You should try playing it sometime. Now that Luris is gone, it could be your new friend. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, hold on. 3, 4, 5. Done. Hit me right on the dodo. Listen, everybody needs a magic friend. And you lost your friend Luris. And now you can have a new friend, Kroxa. You don't want to make friends with Jegantha. He's weird looking. You want to be friends with Kroxa. Seasoned Pyromancer. Well, about this Ragamuffin. What are we doing? What are we doing? I guess we're iterationing and then inquisitioning. We might as well inquisition first. See what we have to beat. We have to beat a Bloodbraid Elf. A Bloodbraid Elf. We can cast this for the Delirium to scry, but I don't think we need to do that. We'll discard DRC. Geez, I guess we put Kroxa to hand, and we go. I guess we could dash the Ragavan, right? What harm is there dashing a Ragavan? Want to present lethal. What's up, Serum Gizon? Gaison. Serum Gaison? Thank you for the 6 months. I appreciate all the support. Thank you. Oh, did I fuck up? Oh, I guess I did not fuck up. Calculated. I probably should have left Ragavan. I was going to cast the other Ragavan in my hand as a blocker. I was going to cast the other Ragavan in my hand. So I had a chump blocker in case they managed to Bloodbraid into something that turned on what's his name. I would have played the other DRC. I was going to play the other Ragavan as a blocker. All right. But instead we hit, Lightning Bolt and killed them. I don't know why they're playing Lightning Bolt in their deck. That card's terrible. It just killed them. I've learned that a different Rhinos player... Listen, go to their house, find their Rhinos deck, and take out all of the Crashing Footfalls and replace them with Living Ends. I'm going to play whatever people want to see. I'm going to do a voting poll, and I'm going to put a bunch of nonsense there. Whatever people want to see, I'll play. Domain. I'll put that on there. Alright. Keep. Only 2 birdies? Oh, you're still playing that Shadow card. Huh. Do I save the Bauble for the bird, or do I get a nice scry? I believe I get a nice scry here. Destructon. Destructotron. Thank you for giving out 5 subs to the community. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Alright. Destruct. Burnt. Holy cow. Giving out 10 subs. 200. Whoa. Mercurio Blue. Giving out 5 subs. Well, thank everybody. Thank you. Thank all 3 of you. Holy shit. Thank you guys for your support. I appreciate support for shenanigans. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Burnt giving out another 5 subs. Oh, thank you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys who watch and all you guys who support. Thank you guys so much. Soul MBA Galati. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shamans would be quite the shenanigans. Okay, so thank you guys. I guess I'm getting a Blood Crypt. No. Yeah, I'm getting a Blood Crypt. I'm not paying 2 life. I'm going to play the Ledger Shredder. I'm going to discard the Kroxa. Blood Crypt. Birdie. Play the birdie. Thank you guys. Thank you all. Yeah. Cast this. Always yield. Thank you guys so much. I guess we're discarding Kroxa because of the value. We'll go to the upkeep. We'll do it right. We'll pretend like we're the good players. Maybe I should have done it on the upkeep. Oh, motherfucker. God damn it. I was just about to say, maybe I should have done it on the upkeep. Maybe they don't have a 3rd land. It's pretty cool. Show me some crabs. These Ledger Shredders seem like they're very hard for a lot of different decks to deal with. Alright, so we draw a card. Why are they freezing? What are they freezing for? Do they have endurance? Are they freezing because of endurance? Is that what that freeze was? Interesting. 1, 2. So we could play the Ledger Shredder, cast Unholy Heat, trigger the Ledger Shredders, discard Iteration. Unholy Heat the Ren in 6. But they pause. It makes me think they have an endurance. It makes me think that they were deciding if they wanted to do an endurance. But that's okay, because if they do endurance us, we could still attack this for 3. So, Birdie. Pay 2 life here. Cast second spell. Alright, so this is the bird that we care about. We need to discard Iteration here, which sucks. Well, we got another one. Discard a card. This birdie, we don't give a fuck about. I guess we'll get rid of Bauble. Bauble. I want it to be a 2/4 so it can't be bolted. Alright, so this is a 4 loyalty. Alright, that's all gone. Yield through the turn, attack you. Dude, these birds... These birds are pretty crazy. Did you guys know that these birds might be good cards? There might be something to these cards. The bird is the word. I've heard some words about these birds. No, this bird! No, they're killing a bird. This injustice shall not stand. You son of bitch. Alright, we can iteration. We could just Ragavan dash. We can Ragavan dash, hit them, kill this, hold up, drown. That seems fine, right? Rags dash. Go to combat, begin combat. This hits Chandra, this hits them. Thank you guys for the level 5 hype train. Thank you guys. Utopia Sprawl, huh? Alright. Let's see what we got. I just want to be able to hold this drown. No. 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 No, no. Okay. Birdie. Blue-red. And then we don't have blue. I guess blue-red. Iteration. I guess we bobble the hand, bottom in thing. Cast this. Loot away a land. It's in your hand. I'll take the Bone Crusher Giant. We could play Kaito here. Or we can dash Ragavan. Let's look at what they're drawing. And we'll see what they're drawing, and we'll see if we want to dash Ragavan. They're drawing a Bone Crusher Giant. I think I want a Bone Crusher Giant. I think that Bone Crusher Giant belongs to me. I think I want to be Bone Crushing as a giant. Okay. Good thing we got Kaito. The ending of Stranger Things? I never watched Stranger Things. Maybe I'm just weird, but I don't really like watching things with, like, kids as the main character. Huh. That was a good draw for them. No, our Ledger Shredder. Do we... Are we discarding the Kroxa? Or are we casting Kroxa, cracking, casting Kroxa? We're probably just discarding it. I don't think we can afford to go to 7 here. That kind of hurt. Alright, let's play Kroxa. Is there another blue source in the deck? There's a Watery Grave we can get here. So we'll play Kroxa. Exile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. We'll play this land. We'll play Ragamuffin. Yield. We're going to take a lot of damage from this Klothys. Run afoul, huh? Run afoul. Yep. That's some... Oh my god. That's some really hateful stuff. We're just dead to that. I don't think you main deck it. I mean, like, if you're in a small tournament meta, maybe, but I don't think you would do that in Goblin. I don't think so. That seems like a lot. Like, you want to combo with your Goblins. Alright, that's not good. That's not good for us. Okay, so we're dead to Bolt plus this anyway. So might as well crack this and thin out our deck and get a land that we can cast now. Alright, so how do we live? We draw a card. Not that card. I think we're just dead to Glorybringer. Okay, so we attack with Kroxa. I guess we attack with both. No, we can't attack with both because then we're dead to this plus these attack. We have to attack with Kroxa and Kroxa alone, and then Kaito plus, or do we just Kaito loot? We need to Kaito loot regardless, probably. Kaito needs to draw a drown. I agree. Kaito needs to draw a drown regardless. Why does he have a cat? What is this? Alright. Draw a card. Oh, baby. Spell Pierce is useless. So we attack with Kroxa. Attack with Ragavan. Alright, let's think. So we Unholy Heat this. I think we attack with we need 2 blockers, right? So we attack with Ragavan. They're probably not going to block. We could play the Bone Crusher, and we can use the treasure to heat this. Go to 1. Alright, attack with Ragavan. Okay, that's fine. Now we play other Ragavan. And I think we kill this before they trigger this. Okay. Alright. We're dead to half their deck. But we're not dead to a bunch of lands. We alive. We are alive. I take back every mean thing I said about Kaito. Dead to half their deck. Bolt does in fact kill me. Let's start off with this. What do we need to do? We need to kill this. Bounce this. Gain life. I guess we need double bolt. We needed a blocker with Kroxa, right? Oh my god, we did it. No, because they have 1 card in hand. 1 to hand. To the bottom. No, we didn't do it, right? if they didn't block Ragavan, then they could have just taken the damage from Ragavan and then hit us back. This is my Bone Crusher. The problem is if we bolt this pre-combat, no, we're dead. So we bolt this pre-combat, then they just bring it back. Yeah, we're dead. Yeah, we're dead. Yeah. We have to attack. They discarded a Utopia Sprawl too. Maybe they just don't block. Blocking the Ragavan? Sure. Alright, so we could plus Kaito, hit the third bolt. Oh. Shit. That Glorybringer was just brutal. GG's. Cloythus did 20 damage to us. That sucked. That sucked. This should be not this. I don't know. If this was Kolaghan's command, maybe. I don't know. Let's do a prediction. Start a prediction. Are we going to go 4-1 or better with this deck? That means we're going to win the next two. Are we going to win the next two with this deck? Ooh. I guess we're bird gamers now. It's all about the bird. I don't think I've come close to even considering putting Jegantha in my hand. But it is kind of free, right? Free. We're going to save these for our birdies. Birdies need thingies to go with birdies. Barbie? Am I discarding Ragamuffin? Yep. What are you drawing? What you drawing? Oh. Okay. Alright. Okay. Well, we're never tapping out again after turn whatever. Alrighty. Alright, we're going to get lucky here. We're going to do bird into loot. God damn it. We'll discard the Kroxa. We really wanted to hit a land and then Inquisition them. That would have been the all-time greatest play. Is it charm, huh? We really want... That could have been way cooler. That would have looked sweet. We just want to give them as much time as possible to kill us. Okay, we're casting Inquisition. Let's see what they have, right? If we can cast a second spell and loot, but the problem is if we miss, we are literally dead, right? They have the creativity, so we could bolt this, right? And then loot for a blue land and hold up Spell Pierce. That's so greedy. Because the problem with bolting this is that creativity can hit the clue token. So we can't bolt this. We could play the DRC and it's the same thing. If we miss on a blue land, we literally just die. So I think we just pass. We just play it safe. Safe and boring. Yeah, but it's not that hard in that deck. They have 4 cards in hand, right? We probably could have. Okay. I think it puts us in the same spot, though, right? They have an Is-a-Charm. Yay, we did it. Alright, let's try this. Let's go Inquisition. Now they'll use Is-a-Charm. We'll Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce. We'll discard Lightning Bolt, question mark? Sure. We'll take the creativity. Play this. Yield. Attack. Now, do we think that we could play the DRC? Do we think we can afford to take a turn off and play the DRC? Probably, right? They're not going to draw another creativity. Copium. That's how you use copium, right? No. Alright, good. They didn't draw it. We survived. We weren't worried for a second. I think if we pierced the remand, it would kind of put us in the same position. Or like if they had 2 creativities or something like that. I guess I'll loot away Blood Crypt. Alright, so they have no hand. Do we want to take a risk and return a Kroxa and represent a good clock? Or do we want to do something stupid like return Jegantha and hold up Spell Pierce? Or do we just return the Kroxa? What would you guys do in chat? Would you put the Kroxa up and then be dead to stupid top deck creativity? Or would you just slow roll and get Jegantha back? Kroxa? 1 vote for Kroxa. YOLO Kroxa, Jegantha, hold up Jegantha. So it's 2-2 right now. Burnt, giving out subs. Thank you. Loris. Thank you, Burnt. Alright, Burnt, what do you say? Kroxa or the thing? Burnt, you get the call. Is it Kroxa or is it, Well, buying Jegantha just means hold up Spell Pierce. You did... What did you see? You would just give out... Nice. Alright, let's just play Kroxa and end the game. Oh, fuck. Hold on. Oh, do we get Delirium? I don't think we could... Alright, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2... We lose Delirium, but we'll get it back next turn with this. Let's just play Kroxa. No fear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Don't punish me. Hello, we're doing great today. Today's a good day. Today's a good day. We're chilling. Oh, shit. Shit. I turned that off because we were doing some drafting. Oh, shit. What just happened? Oh, hello. That was way better. What's this? What's this overlay ticker? I don't even know what this is. Burnt, thank you, my friend. Thank you, everyone, today. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I mean, who knows? Who knows what... They get one thing. I don't know. We're going to crack this land, and we're going to attack them. We're going to get the Blood Crypt. Alright, Smash. Oh, the ticker's blowing up. Alright. I think that thing's gonna blow up. Alright, what do we got? We got Kroxa, Crack a Clue. I accept. I had turned it off because I was drafting Modern Horizons 2 yesterday. Bolt my thing? Absolutely, positively, no. No, you may not. Bolt my thing. Thank you for the follow, Basic Lands. Graveyard. Oh, I think the ticker thing's gonna do all the things. Turn it down. Okay, so they discard a remand. Bing bong. Alright. All the beeps, yeah. It was turned off because I turned it off yesterday not knowing what I was turning off. Alright, let's turn that off for a little bit. Okay. We could just hold up Drown. Like, what are they gonna do? I guess we could play a Kaito. We already put a land. We'll just yield. Bing bong. Listen, I'm not the one with the soundboard. I would get too distracted. I get distracted by the little pingy things. I am not capable of multitasking. I mean, here we go once again. We have a Kaito in our hand, and we're just not casting it because we're holding up Drown. Do we just drown this? I don't know what they could have at this point, but it seems like if we drown this, we're golden. We get a nice fat old scry. We love the scry. That's the least true thing I've ever said. I'm never memeing. Alright. Get rid of the... Oh, iteration. Okay. Whoa. Wow. Wow, Jeremy. Alright, well, kill you. Attempt to kill you. Die. Okay, what do we got? That's Toolbark version, I think, for the 40 Modern Event Tuesday. Well, you lost to Infect? How'd you lose to Infect? Alright, we want Leyline. We want Explosives. So you can put Explosives on 0 against this deck, and they can't really do anything. I kind of like this card, but they hold up a lot of counter magic. Alright, what's bad? Kaito's probably bad because we could never tap out past turn 3. Cheeto, you won against Infect. What'd you lose to? You lost to Murktide and Omnath? Losing to Infect, I know. We're going to put Infect on the voting here in a second. What are we going to cut? Cheeto Fingers. That's Omnath into the Royal. Look. Cheeto Finger Omnath. He ate the Cheetos. Amy, I stole that one from Amy. Amy gave me that one. Song of Creation Storm? Oh my god. I forgot about that. We're doing some nonsense ones after this. Alright, what do we got? We're cut the Kaitos. We bring in Flusterstorms. We're bringing Explosives. I guess we're cutting... what? What are we cutting? Down to cut a Fatal Push. Injured Explosives, just a better version of that. Excuse me. Ugh. Excuse me. Yeah, we got all kinds of nonsense to play more. Inquisition, Birdie. Birdie thingy, Inquisition. I'm down to keep it. That looked like it hurt. Yeah, post the Song of Creation. I have a couple of nonsense decks. We have... Alright, let's delete this. Goodbye. What's new deck? This is how I brew. 4 Hedron alignment. 4 subtlety. 4 force negation. Yeah. Just good deck building right here. Get out of here. Naya Winona. Nope. Not playing you again. Murktide. This deck sucks. Emiria mono white. Or do I still have that list? Alright, we're keeping. Wildfire Control. Wildfire Control. What kind of lunatic? Wildfire Control. Love it. Thought I had a Song of Creation deck. Boros Winona? Get out of here. 8 whack? How do I not have 8 whack? Delete. I have these cards. Get out of here. Alright, they played that. Now it's our turn. I want to take the best card in your hand that costs under 3 mana. I want it. I want your creativity. Deck Song of Creation. Song of Creation. How do they play 3 of these? I guess they play the 4th with the Glittering Wish. Oh boy. Hard Evidence Remand. I'm gonna take the Hard Evidence. Maybe it's right to take the Remand there, but like they could just hard. I don't know. Remand's probably the more annoying card, but we can just Inquisition it. They'll probably remand it to draw a spell, and they'll shock themselves and take a bunch of damage. They'll probably fetch out green here. Maybe they shouldn't. I don't know. But if they do shock themselves to remand it, we'll just play the DRC with the follow-up, and then next turn we'll go Shredder into remand. Shredder into Inquisition and get the triple-double bonus spell. Obviously we're punished if they draw Ren, but that seems pretty cool. They shocked themselves. Song of Creation. I think I want to try it with the new cards. Because I'm a hole. An a-hole. Nice. Alright, so they use the remand. Just don't be Teferino. Bounce that. Sure. So they use the Steam Vents. They probably use the Wooded Foothill. So they hand is Dwarven Mine. So they went up with that? Okay. So, let us think. We probably want to try and get Delirium with this. So we want to start with this land. Cast Ledger Shredder. Loot this. Cast Inquisition. Birdie. Crack. For probably a Blood Crypt. Cast Inquisition. Alright. First we're going to Surveil. Ledger Shredder goes. Huh. I I think we discard the Kroxa. Graveyard. Should have maybe done that in the opposite order. That one can go. Really wanted this to be Delirium, but you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find. Alright. So, they have active Teferi. I really wanted to Delirium this. I probably should have done Surveil into whatever. But, whatever. Life's not always fair sometimes. You don't get what you want. We do have to kill this Teferi next turn. Bolting this dwarf will give us Delirium? Alright, what are we doing? 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 I like killing that dwarf, which gives us Delirium, which lets us kill Teferino. However, do we want the Ledger Shredder to loot before we do that? Am I playing the challenge? Absolutely. If I wake up, I will be there. The ultimate problem. If I wake up, I'll be there. Bolt you. So we surveil. First we loot. Go away. Then we surveil. Don't need you. Kill that. Go to combat. Begin combat. Kill Teferino. Yield to the turn. Maybe we should have kept the Inquisition over the land. But Inquisition pumps this. And like having a land, we're gonna start off next turn with the creativity anyway. Alright, so we have however many turns. They have Island in their hand. Where do we see Island? Island was in their hand somewhere? Alright. Alright, so now we're going to crack this. Get this. Start off our turn. Drown in the Loch. Well, that's pretty nice. Red, blue, iteration. Draw a card. Put this on top? Yeah. It gives us free Burr Ledger Shredder. Alright, so I'm going to put Bolt in the hand, Ragavan to the bottom, play this. I'm going to cast this. Surveil. We're going to connive. I guess we'll connive this to the bottom. Surveil. Graveyard. Play this. This leaves us with Drown Lock plus Bolt for a critter. And they're drawing a land. Alright, I'm happy with this. I'm very happy with this. So they're taking 6, which puts them to 9. And then we bolt them, so they're dead next turn. Okay. Your turn. Drown the Lock is crazy. This card is so bananas. It's just everything you want it to be. Would you like to kill that creature? Okay, drown it. Would you like to counter that spell? Okay, drown it. Alright, we're not going to cast the bolt yet. We'll slow roll the bolt because we're dirty, rotten scoundrels. Okay, well, if they have a removal spell, they would just they would just do whatever they're gonna do in response to the Thoughtseize. We'll put you to 3 life. Then we will cast the Thoughtseize. Surveil. A dirty. Blossoming Calm! What? In response, die. See? This is what you get for being a dirty, rotten scoundrel. Alright, what's happening? There are a lot of things on the stack. I'm scared. All right. Oh, kudos to the opponent. Going out on their own terms. Okay. All right, we're playing for the 4-1. We're playing for the... If we win this game, we win the prediction. Yeah, what kind of stream do you think this is? Do you think this is a Young Dingo stream where we never do predictions? Or a PT bench stream when we only do predictions when we're winning? Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. We do predictions from the beginning. No, DRC. Alright, well, we're gonna just yeet this. Alright, we're gonna yeet this. I don't want to draw another land. Graveyard. Oh! Ouch! Look at those Streets of New Capenna draft trophies. Look at the variety of trophies, though. That's what's important. Variety over quantity over quality. Kill that. Ooh, Ragamuffin. Do we Inquisition or do we Ragamuffin? Probably just Inquisition. Put that on top. We'll get rid of... If they dash a Ragavan, I'll be very sad. What are they going to do? Alright, how do we beat this? We take their counterspell, and we don't attack, question mark. They play Shmagavan, we don't attack. Yeah, we take the counterspell. We don't attack. We don't want them to get dash to Ragavan at us. Next turn, we're drawing Yeet. You were just trying to shit talk. No, they drew a Yeet. And you go 3-0. You know, it's not nice to shit talk. We dashing Ragavan? Absolutely, we're dashing Ragavan. Getting that yummy, yummy... Oh, please. Please let me draw a Murktide. Please let it be a Murktide. Their hand is Island Consider Ragavan. Please let it be a Murktide. Murktide. What do we get? No. Oh, Iteration. Ooh. Okay, so the problem with casting Iteration is they get to dash Ragavan at us. We already played lands. I think we're just passing, unfortunately. I think we're just passing. We can't cast that. We can't let them Ragavan hit us. Rip. It was the dream. It was a noble dream. It was a good dream. Alright. Consider boring. Jenny 1. Thank you for the follow. Iteration? Well, you can't do that. That's not fair. So they have Island... These consider us, they have Island Ragavan. Alright, we will fetch out the Blood Crypt. Why do I have an upkeep stop? Why do I have an upkeep stop? Who am I? Dingo? Alright. Dash of the Ragavan. I want a Murktide. Ginny. Well, can't have a Murktide apparently. Ragavan. Yeet. Okay. Oh, this iteration's... Oh my god. What the fuck are you doing? Get out of here. I'm busy casting important spells. I don't have time for you. Oh boy. Alright, so I think we take the Kroxa to hand. We put the Bauble in exile. We play the Kaito. We plus the Kaito. We discard the Kroxa. What do you think? Kroxa. I think we're not in the bird word type of environment. I think we're playing Kaito. Kaito, whatever the hell his name is. Kaito goes up. What are you drawing? Oh, Tara, huh? You don't like that? You know they have a Twara in their hand. Oh, they're gonna steal our bird! Oh, you motherfucker. That's mine. That is mine. You can't has it. Huh. Uh-oh. Alright, well. Kroxa. Alright, we have to make sure we keep Unholy Heat up. 3, 4. This instant, or we have. Yeah, this should be fine. Alright, we need to draw. If this Kaito was just a Brazen Borrower. Oh shit, they're not attacking. That's weird. They know what we're drawing. Bauble. What are you drawing, friend? Drawing a land. Okay, so we Unholy Heat this. Alright, so if we attack, they block. We just recast it, right? We attack, they block, we Unholy Heat it. If they counter it, we just recast the Kroxa. Okay, so we can recast the Kroxa, or we can heat them. I think they conceded. I just jammed it. Alright, we want Leyline of the Void. Listen, since we're bringing in Leyline of the Void, pour one out for Jegantha. Pour one out. Rip Jegantha. You shall be missed. Get the fuck out of here, Kaito. You. Do we want Kaito? Just bring in the moose? Have you read this card? No. This moose has to think about its sins. We're just going to do this. We're going to put the moose all the way over here. And we're going to pretend that he doesn't exist. All the way over here. Over here. There. Look. What moose? I don't see a moose. If, let's say they I don't know. I don't know that real situation. It's so aggressively costed. Shut the fuck up. What am I cutting? I think that there was a bunch of ways you could have handled that. I liked attacking and then like making them discard a card, making them take the damage. Oh yeah, Terminate. We probably want that. What do we not want? What do we not want? We could also bring in this card. This card seems like a beating too. The problem is now we're at like 1,000,000 cards. Put Kaito with Jegantha. Alright. In the shame hall. We can cut Ragamuffin, sure. We can cut side out DRCs? Sure. Whatever. We'll take out these ways to win and we'll go with these. Oh, good thing we sided out DRC. Good thing we sided out Dragon Rage Taylor. Sneep. Ooh. Let's get Watery Grave. No, let's get Blood Crypt. I'm not playing this Bauble yet. I'm saving it. Rip to the little homie. Bird? They connived away a counterspell. Birds? Oh, God. Oh my, they're drawing a bird too. Bird on bird violence. Some birds choose violence. There is no fear in this dojo. Okay. What am I doing? Casting Iteration gives us Unholy Heat. Bird. So their hand is a Bird of Paradise, or a Ledger Shredder. So I guess we go 1-2 Iteration. Oh, we can't do that because then the bird grows. Oh my God. We may have created a monster. Okay, so we're gonna put Bolt in hand, Iteration to the bottom, exile the Leyline, play this, pay 2, upkeep, we're killing the bird. Okay. We have to take a hit by Ragavan, but listen, I think Ragavan makes for fair, interesting gameplay. I've been hit by Ragavan a lot, and I've never lost a game. I think it leads to interesting gameplay. What do you guys think? Do you think it's interesting, or do you think it's bullshit? I kind of think it's bullshit. We know they have a Ledger Shredder in their hand as their other card. Oh, they chose Draw 2? Whoa. I'm going to take Iteration. What do we take here? Iteration or Birdie? Birdie or Iteration? I think we actually might take Birdie. Burb. Kill you. Play you. Yields. Because if they cast Iteration, we're going to be able to get them. Iteration is a bad card. Mario, every time I think you make progress as a person, you come in here and you say Iteration is a bad card, and I think that you've made no progress. You've made no progress as a person. So if we cast this, we can't even cast it. We'll just take Counterspell, Lightning Bolt. Suppose we take the Counterspell. Are we holding this? I think we're just drawing off this. Right, we need a black. If we draw a land, we could... Perfect. Just wise. Mario's just sad you can't cast Iteration in the format he likes, which is called Dumpster Fire, aka Pauper. Yeah. This does not seem like it's going to resolve. What are you doing? One blue? Eeny meeny. I'm not calling Pauper a dumpster fire. I'm just saying that maybe if he learns as much about the format as Wellman knows, then, you know. Alright. Well, this is probably not going to resolve. But... it resolves. I guess we'll make it resolve. Never stop taking cheap shots that 3 of the viewers understand. There's probably 4 that get it. Oh, perfect. Legislator to hand. Leyline to the bottom. Delta. Play Delta. Mario thought he understood Pauper, but then probably... I probably shouldn't make fun of Wellman on stream for his ailments. That could be seen as negative. Engineered explosives, huh? Alright, what do we think the odds that this resolves are? -1, -30. We have to bird now. Now we have to burb. Oh ho ho! Cast burb first. Bolt burb? No. I think we keep the Torach. This card seems too sweet. I'm just doing it now. I don't care. They have a fetch. Spirebluff Canal. On the flip side, not drawing Ragavans makes me feel dumb because I could just be dashing these things. But we know they have a lightning bolt in hand, so like the Torah. Oh, they used the bolt on the birdie. Eventually, they're gonna hardcast a 3/3. That's kind of what I'm worried about. Ooh. Ooh, hello. All right. Well, let's just. I've been waiting for this for so long. Oh my. How is this resolving? How on earth is this resolving? Flooded Strand, Spirebluff Canal. Alright. Kroxa. Kroxa. God, Kroxa is so crazy. Our opponent is drawing so badly. Just absolutely some of the worst drawing I've ever seen. Oop. One day I'll learn how to tap for Kroxa. That day is not today. Kroxa. Lands. Spell Pierce. Flusterstorm. Iteration. Are you John Avon? So you are drawing all the lands. I don't think our opponent gets it. Maybe they do get it. All right. I don't know what they said, but all right. Okay. We did it. GG's. All right. Toxic streamer? That's not a toxic joke. That's a friendly joke. All right. The most important part. Oh, yeah. History of Benalia? Name a more relevant card to open than History of Benalia. This is a lot of this is a lot of play points, though. I didn't think they were going to go so long, but just some really quality cards here. Tu Yong Fu here.